Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Sam here, and I just wanted to have a quick sort of talk with all of you about everything going on with me right now. It's my 4th month on testosterone, and the changes have been pretty prominent. The voice is getting much deeper, and rub my eye. And I'm feeling more energetic and more strong. Like, not that being I've never been one to believe that being a female makes you weak or anything. And I don't want to believe that because I was a pretty tough freaking female, outer sense. But like, I've been carrying a lot more. I've been carrying a lot more recently, and that might be the thing that's causing me to get stronger. I don't know. And then my chest has been shrinking quite a lot, and so yeah, the voice change, the energy levels have been going up, and I've been just feeling better as the days have been going and going. The other day I tried to join a forum for FTM, and I don't want to say which forum or anything, but I am going to talk about what happened. I shared the whole nasal spray super fact thing, and I explained that that it was helping sort of reduce the time of transition, and I just got a swarm of hatred and anger, and I ended up having to leave that place. I like helping people and stuff, and I really want to help people. I just don't like being freaked out at when I'm trying to help, I guess. It doesn't feel right. And I know, there are radical experiments and medications and all that stuff out there, but this was given to me by my gender doctor, so they're the one that issued me the super fact nasal spray, and they're the one who showed me the papers that said, okay, well, this is gonna happen, this is how it's gonna speed up. And I thought maybe, me sharing that would be helpful to people, and that's sort of my goal there, but I ended up kind of just getting run out of the community, and it made me think, we face so much hatred for just being ourselves or becoming ourselves from the community, and it's really rough when you can't even go within the community and find some kind of acceptance. And I'm not saying, the community as a whole is not accepting, but when there's some in the community that are not accepting, it's kind of surprising to me, honestly. Like, I know that, 9 times out of 10 in any community, you're just gonna find somebody who just doesn't accept anything, and it's annoying and rough and whatnot, but I expected different from this. I expected them to know that people are coming from different walks of life, but I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. It was a really sad experience for me, but not quite as sad as the reason why I had to re-record this a few times. I'm gonna be straightforward here. I did not hide my pictures from anyone. I did not censor my voice. I did not try to seem female as soon as I was sure that this was the right choice. As I was going through the gender transition, and as those of you know, the 2-month point is virtually the turn back point, and that's, well, at least from my doctor's perspective. I'm not saying that's an absolute certainty. I just want to put that disclaimer out so I don't get any kind of unwarranted hatred, but for what I was told and the impression I was under was that the 2-month point was basically the turn back point. That was basically the you either go through with this or you stay as you are kind of point. And as soon as I was sure that this was the right choice, and as soon as I continued on the path, I decided to just take the censor bars pretty much off. And I let pictures on Facebook of me with my facial hair, and I allowed my voicemail to be changed on my phone. But anyway, my mother phoned me up, and she heard my vocal changes. So she questioned... sorry, slurring. So she questioned... she called me up again, and she questioned the, this, and she basically guessed. And at that point, it's not like you can say, oh no, you know, I have facial hair and a different voicemail because I'm sick or something, you know. And at that point, it's like, why would you even hide it at all? You know, they're guessing anyway, so I just said, okay, you know, yeah, cards on the table, I am becoming a male, as I actually am one inside, and over the phone, it sounded like she accepted things, you know, she seemed very understanding and everything, but I heard something different a few days' time. And thing is that it might have been a few weeks. Anyway, thing is that I'm no stranger to my mom being gossipy about things. And you know, I hope that if she's watching this, she understands that I understand that even though she does this, that everyone has flaws and everyone does things that are not fantastic. It's just who we are as humans. Doesn't mean we have to be entirely ashamed of who we are as humans. But what I'm saying is that normal gossip versus what she told the family, there's a line that she crossed. And I told her, when I came out to her about this, I told her, please do not tell anyone. I want to come out on my own terms. And I said that because I wanted to be the one to tell people at the rate that they would have been ready and at the appropriate time and the right way. Because explaining things for me is hard. Conversing in general is difficult. I might be able to talk to a camera most of the time, but it seems like when I converse with other people, there's a serious barrier there. So I really have to plan my words, and it's not like planning as in, oh, well, I'm gonna tell them a little sneaky. No, it's planning as in, I want to make sure that I say this in the most appropriate way that they will understand why and how and what and everything, and not have a heart attack at the same time, because this is very big news. This is a life-changing scenario. Point being is that I wanted to come out on my own terms with these people, and I didn't get that choice. Even though my mother agreed and said, you know, yeah, I won't tell anybody, and blah, blah, blah. She outed me to the family and told everyone. And the worst worst part is just how she did it. Like, it wasn't like her going directly to members of my family and being like, oh, hey, I heard that this about Sam. They played my answering machine, and Mom played my answering machine and then showed the pictures and said, can you guess what's happening? And it's just so, it's so bad. And I cried for a couple of days. This was essentially my last chance to give my mom, to trust her with this kind of stuff. I mean, though, what more can be done at this point? Like, this is really major. But anyways, the reason why I'm not bawling my eyes out now is because kind of a miracle happened, and I want to talk about that now. So before I started transitioning, I'm just gonna toss my cards on the table. My stepfather is the only father that I've ever known. I have never known my birth father. And there have been blood tests and everything to try and find this guy, and it's been most of my childhood was trying to find him, and there was no luck. There are theories on who he is, but they don't go far past that. Especially since the candidates, some of them just won't go for the blood test. And I think, I personally believe, whatever, that's their decision to live the way they want, whatever. I only ever wanted to confirm that I knew who my dad was, I guess. But anyway, back on track. My stepfather, the only father that I've ever really known. Now, this guy, when I was a little kid, pretty much anything disciplinary was coming from him. Where if I ever did something wrong, it was him that was disciplining me for these actions, 9 times out of 10. There'd be the odd occasion where Mom would discipline me too, but she didn't really handle it as much as Clayton did. That's his name. My dad's name. It's Clayton. Anyway. So, before I started all of this, he was homeless and suicidal and on many drugs. Just not doing well. And before anyone makes any preconceived notions, I just want to offer up some context. He lost somebody very dear to him at an age that I don't think that honestly he was ready for. And I think about how I would feel in that situation, and that's kind of the turning point where his life went from that stern father that was doing good and always had good morals and was always strong to what he became, which was the drug addict that was homeless and suicidal and everything. And even though he kind of fell into that hole, he always kind of kept his head above water. I mean, I'm no stranger to that sort of lifestyle. I've seen it before. You can't go for a walk out in the streets and not see it, honestly, in some of the towns I've lived in. But he always kind of kept at least some of his mind, I guess. I don't know, it must have been his willpower or something. But anyway, point of the matter being is that he managed to find a home. He's gotten off of the drugs according to him. I don't know. I believe half of of what I see and none of what I read. But according to him, that's what he's saying. And then he's saying that he's making all these life choices because he wants to do good by his child. He knows that what I'm going through is a tough time. And he said that all my life he's always known that this day was coming, even when I was like a little kid. And he's always treated me that way. You know, that things were kind of off, but one day things would get better. And he's always been there for me, even though I wasn't his, like, offspring. He'll never know how much I appreciate that. And how much every day I strive to do what's right and be a strong man, just like he always was. And how every day I try to be a shining example of the knight that I was raised by. That's who my dad is to me. He's like that valiant sort of warrior kind of person. Mainly because he always knew what was right from wrong, and even though he punished me, it was for good reasons when I was a kid. And he still has those morals about him, and I know he's lost so much, and if I could, I would trade anything to put everything back where it belongs, so to speak. Like, bring back the people he's lost and fix all those make all the people that messed with him go away. But I can't do that. I can't wave a magic wand and just make someone's life better. But I'm gonna just try to be as good as I can for him. For his sake, for my sake, for so many people's sake, because this world doesn't have enough people like him. And I know I can't be him, but I want to be a better version of myself, at least. And yeah, he'll just never know how much I appreciate him. How much I appreciate my dad. My dad accepted me. That's huge. That's major. In the eyes of so many people looking at me inquisitively or with doubt, he just accepted me and said I was becoming more awesome. He's taught me so much, and he's done so much for me with the very, very, very little he has. And that's why I have to be better. Because by God, I know I can't change the world, but I have a goddamn death-driven passion to do it. Even if I can't do it, I know I'm gonna freaking try anyway. Because it's worthwhile. Even if I can't fix everything, the least I can do is tighten the notch a bit, you know? By God, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. I don't know what this turned into. This turned into something really weird. I blame it on the fact that I maybe had too much coffee or something, but I'm just kind of speaking my mind right now. Not really holding back, not really hiding anything. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And, you know, I don't know if my family accepts me. They say they do. Some of them say they do. Some of them aren't really giving me confirmation. And, you know, at the end of the day, either way, I don't mind. Because somebody accepts me, and that's good enough for me. I accept me. I'm becoming more of me. And I've learned that if somebody doesn't accept you as you are, then that's unfortunately their problem that they get to live with. But you get to continue living on as yourself. So that's what I wanted to share. There's not really much else to talk about. But I think I'm gonna stop recording this because I kind of want to get a drink and I'm done talking about all the updates. Yeah. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and hope this helped. Have a good one.